reasons. I'm gonna do a quick little market update, give some facts about where we're sitting here. I'm gonna do Bonneville County today. Tell you a little bit about 2019, 2020, and where we're sitting in 2021 right now. As we know, real estate market's kind of insane. It's bananas right now. We're seeing huge amounts of growth coming at us. We're seeing these massive upticks in home prices, and it's got some people a little bit worried. So we'll go over some of the numbers and some of the reasons why I think we shouldn't worry right now. We'll see what's going to happen later in the year, but right now, I'll tell you why I'm not that worried. Let's talk about 2019 here in Bonneville County. This covers Idaho Falls and everything around it, in between Jefferson and Bingham counties. What we're seeing, 2019 was a really interesting year. You were sitting at an average sold price, $244. Yeah. Now this is a good price for around here. It's a good price anywhere. I mean, you'd be lucky to have a house anywhere in the country for $244,000. It's about $98 per square foot, and everything sat on the market an average 33 days. Now, 33 days, that's a month. That doesn't mean every house sat there for a month. That means some houses went in a day, some houses went in 2 months, 3 months. All depends on the price point. You know, your higher price point is probably going to sit on the market longer. That's what we see. Now that's existing homes. We're seeing about 14% cash closings on those. 54% were conventional financing, with 20% sitting at FHA, RD, or VA financing. Now, I'm boring you with numbers, but I'm going to get to the fun. Hold on. New construction was at about $306,000. Well, that's not too terrible. I mean, you know, you're seeing about $100 per square foot, and the reason for that, of course, is higher average sold price, higher fixtures, buying lots of land. All sorts of things can factor into that. Builders, subcontractors, there's a whole lot going on. But in 2020, as we all know, was such a fun year. Wasn't that just really one of the craziest times in all our lives? 2019 with 33 days in the market, 2021, 28 days in the market. So about average 5 days faster. $115 per square foot. So you're up $17 per square foot, thereabout. But the average sold price in 2020 for existing homes, $282,000. Well, that's neat, right? You're already hitting about $40,000 worth of equity there. It's a great time to have sold, great time to have done something. 13% were cash closings, up 5% in conventional financing, 59 in 2020 versus 54 in 2019. A little bit of a downtick in FHA, RD, and VA financing, down to 18 from 20. Multitude of reasons for this. 2020 saw the literal best years, literal best time for low interest rates since forever, since there were interest rates, right? The Fed had it literally down to zero, and the banks had it at 2.25% for things, and that was just so they could make money. That's why that happens. It was the best time to buy. You saw a lot of equity being built into homes, being made into homes while they're selling. Your sold price went up $40,000. It's great. Your new construction in 2020 at $393,000 for that average price. That is almost $90,000 more expensive in 2020 versus 2019. Questions and comments down below, any reason you think that is, but one of those big things that we saw was those massive increases in cost for the goods. Your wood costs just astronomical. Something that was selling for $1 in 2019, in 2020, now into 2021, selling for 30. Some of these things are incredible. We have jokes around town. We no longer look at the really expensive cars as they drive down the street. We look at the truckloads of of building supplies that are coming down, those long trucks full of wood, and say, how the hell can anyone afford that? I don't care about cars anymore. I want to know how you're affording all that wood. Yeah. They're sitting on the market longer, 50 days, but they're selling for more, and they're selling for more. New home construction is incredible right now. It's taking 6 to 12 months on average, and that's simply because of the volume that is being constructed. We have a lot of companies building, a lot of new communities coming up here in Bonneville County. But the reason it's taking so long is only so many people that can do the physical building. There's not a massive labor force that is constructing all these houses. We can't make them out of nothing. They have to be built by people. And subcontractors, a lack of subcontractors and a labor force to get that done makes that time really extend out into the future, which is really, really interesting. I don't talk much about commercial, so I'm not going to talk about commercial. But 2021 is the reason we're all here, right? We're seeing, where were we last year, right? 282. Right now in 2020, our existing home average sold price, take a guess, 342,000. Huge upticks here. But what we're seeing isn't a whole swath of Californians coming in, Oregonians, Washingtonians. I have no idea what to call these people. We're not seeing that. We are seeing most home sales in Bonneville County and Idaho Falls being people who want to live here from other parts of Idaho. Could be people moving from Blackfoot, Pocatello, moving down from Rexburg, moving from Boise, moving over. But most of what we're seeing in the Idaho Falls, Bonneville County area is people who already live in Idaho just moving to another part of Idaho, which is one of the more interesting things. And while we do see people come from California, et cetera, it's not that huge, forgive me, blue wave that we've got a lot of terrible Facebook posts saying it is. It's not. It's mostly Idahoans moving to another part of Idaho, and they're willing to pay for it. Bonneville County is home to INL. You've got this massive employer in the area, and that's drawing people here. It's keeping people to work. We've moved our average days on market for new construction from 28 down to 16 days. It's your average on the market. And like I say, that is of course not everything's on the market for 16 days. For the most part, you can put a house up on Friday, try and have an open house on Saturday. It's gone by Monday. Honestly, it's probably gone by that Saturday. We're seeing things just snap straight through. So I went bowling yesterday, so for the first time in like 15 years, so my muscles are a little not too snappy. 16 days on the market, we're seeing houses go in 1 day, 2 days. That 16 days average, of course, is going to have your houses that are higher priced, that are going to generally sit for a little bit longer, as we find has been the case for every year. And it's usually 500,000 or above that tend to sit on the market longer. Our new construction prices, as we talked about really quickly there, that our new construction is getting more expensive. The cost to build is higher, so the cost of the house is higher. From $393 last year to $428 this year. That's a lot. If you want to build a new house right now, the average is about $428,000 for Bonneville County. It's incredible. The question you have to ask yourself, that everyone has to ask themselves, is every time that you buy, every time that you sell, every time that you invest, any time that you do anything, is it worth what we're paying? Clearly, the market says yes. The market says, yes, this is worth what we're paying. Someone in our office just put an offer on a house. The house was up for $270,000. This could be a story, you'll never know who it is. Maybe it's not even true. It's true. Found out it went for well over $350,000. So it's all what people are willing to pay. That is the very important piece of this puzzle that everyone has to understand. Do you think it's worth it? Maybe not. But somebody out there does. That's the key. You have to ask it for yourself. And you're the only one who can make that assessment. Is it worth what they're asking? It's a yes or no question to you. If it's not, move on. If it is, make an offer. Make an offer that you think it's worth. That's where it is. Now for the fun part. Why I don't think that we're going to see too many problems this year. The reason we had the wonderfully terrible crash in 2008, 2007, around the 2009s, around that area. Money was free. Now we say that now. Money's free right now. Why is money free right now? Because the interest rates are so low. Back then, interest rates were higher. So why was money free? Banks weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. In the 2000s housing bubble, you were getting a loan on a house because you had a pulse. No doc loans. They were the death of us. People were going in saying, yeah, I make $10 million a year. I'm going to buy this $4 million house. I can afford it, why not? With no documentation to back that up. Today, the first thing anyone does is make sure that you have a pre-approval. I'm going to send you to a lender right away. I'm not going to show you a house without that pre-approval. And the reason is you fall in love with that house, and as we've said, we've got multiple offers. I don't think I said it, but we've got multiple offers. We've got houses going well above asking price, and it's about, is it worth it? Are you willing to lose this house because you fell in love with it before you took that first step? Second step. First step's calling me, of course. Are you willing to lose that house? That's the basic question. It's a question all agents ask at one point or another of their clients. Are you willing to lose this house over this? The first step that you got to do is you've got to get your pre-approval. And that's why we're in a different place than we were before. Banks are not lending money just because you can breathe. If you can fog a mirror, great, you can fog a mirror. But now, it doesn't do it. You need your pre-approval, verified income, credit checks. We're actually doing the work to make sure that this process is going to happen the right way. That's why we're not going to see what we saw last time. The other reason is, 2020 is over. The economy is picking back up. One of the things that leads to so many foreclosures, obviously, is unemployment. Well, while the unemployment rate for the country got to astronomical levels and the worst levels we've ever seen in the country, Idaho didn't really do that, especially the Bonneville County, Idaho Falls area. As I said, we have a great employer in the area that employs so many people and pays them well. That's all I can say because I don't work there, and disclaimer, government agencies. But our unemployment here in Bonneville County and Idaho Falls took its dip in April of 20, just as everything did. But now, with the trends that we're currently seeing, where the market sits, where unemployment currently sits with regards to a great deal of our employers, I'm not worried because I'm not seeing that number go up again. I think Idaho itself managed to hit 12%. Idaho Falls managed to go up 9%. Bonneville County sitting about 8%. And currently, that was April of 2020. Currently, the Bonneville County sitting, 3% it looks like, just below. So, and this is probably, of course, due to 2020's lockdowns and restrictions, probably mostly arts, entertainment, and some retail trade, probably restaurants, gonna go workforce. There's a lot of people working in the movie theaters, didn't have jobs. And now that that's gonna pick back up for the summer, we're gonna watch that unemployment rate drop even more around here. So we're at the 15-minute mark. And as I can surely hope you'll come back next week for my quick market update. I'll talk about more what's on the market right now and less year over year. But I hope you had a good time. I'm going to leave you with a fun thing to know. And I've got my piece of paper. Last year and the start of this year, 88% of all buyers used a real estate agent to find their home and buy it. That's a great number. It's where the number should be. In fact, it should be higher. For sale by owners, these transactions are about 3% of all sales nationwide. But they're where about 80 to 90% of all lawsuits are. Why do we hire agents? We're experts. It's what we do. We go over contracts. I have a background in contract law too. We go over contracts. We negotiate. We shorten your search. Provide a better list of the mortgage lenders. Find the right mortgage lender for you. We'll narrow down your search area. Negotiate contract terms. Find the right contracts and paperwork, which is, I think, probably the most important thing that your real estate agent is going to do. Is contracts. Paperwork, just making sure that you're abiding by the law, that the seller's abiding by the law, because no one should be sued during this process. With good information, we can make good decisions. And finding an agent, finding the right agent, and it's probably us with Idaho agents, right? Because, hey, we're the best. It's right there in the name, Idaho agent. With good information, we can make good decisions. And the right real estate agent, the right company is going to help you along to make the right decision, find you the right house. And make sure that it's a quick, if possible, easy, if possible, painless process that you don't have to do alone because someone's advocating for your best interest. So, thanks for joining me. I do believe it's Wednesday, May 5th, which means it's Cinco de Mayo, which means tacos are on the menu. So, questions, comments, concerns, anything down below. I will try and get some more information for you next week about certain things, and it's just going to be fun all year long doing this, at least every Wednesday, possibly more. So, I believe we've come to the end of it. Happy 2021, hopefully better than your 2020, and we'll see you next week. Again, I'm Don with Idaho Agents Real Estate, and this was your weekly market update.